I'm a retired nurse. I started nursing in 1970, so worked for 45 years. Before 2000, I moved to district nursing eventually in Ellen, and that really found something that I thoroughly enjoyed. And throughout all that time, I was really privileged to meet lots of patients and their families in their own home, where you get a really natural setting with them, who had been diagnosed with cancer, a lot of terminally ill patients as well. And I found that a really rewarding part of my job. Everyone thinks they can't cope with cancer when they've been diagnosed, but I've always found that most people, in fact everyone I've ever met, finds an inner strength and they cope with it. We all cope with it in different ways, but I found most people cope with it, and I've been inspired by lots of people that I've met over the years. It's a bit different when it's yourself, when you come to it after having problems for most of the year. An examination, I was told that I had a tumour at the back of my tongue. I went on to have an examination under anaesthetic, which revealed that it had spread quite a lot, and I had it in both tonsils, my lymph glands, inside my tongue and under my tongue, so that was a huge shock. It wasn't a shock for the diagnosis. I was expecting it by the time I got it, but I certainly didn't expect it to have spread so much. And because of COVID, you're on your own when you were being told at that time, and the biggest worry for me was telling my husband and my family, but they had been worried about me for so long with weight loss and swallowing problems that they were glad that at least there was treatment offered for me, as I was. And then it was planned that I would have chemotherapy and radiotherapy. I thought I would just sail through the treatment because I'd been a nurse and I'd supported quite a lot of people through treatment. But I wasn't quite prepared for how I would feel after about 4 weeks, when I couldn't eat, couldn't swallow, lost a lot of weight, and I was a bit too independent. I wouldn't let anyone help me. But after having a couple of episodes of fainting in the shower and injuring my leg that I couldn't walk properly, I realised I had to just open up to my family and accept the help I needed. I'm very lucky that I had a great circle of friends and who were very supportive, and my family were just wonderful. And my husband, who coped so much better than I thought he would, he was a great support as well. Eventually in December, just December past, I had a neck dissection. So I had that operation, and then went back for the results just before Christmas, fully expecting to be starting another round of treatment, and got the wonderful news that the lymph gland that looked cancerous was actually showing up due to radiotherapy damage. So that was just wonderful and most unexpected. So I feel very fortunate to be where I am, and I'm closely followed up every 6 weeks, which will be ongoing for quite a long time. But I'm certainly one of the lucky ones. I'd known about Friends of Anchor for quite a long time, and then when I was admitted to hospital, I really noticed the benefit from the support that they provided. The biggest thing for me was going down that long corridor to the radiotherapy department, which, because of COVID, I had to do alone. And you were met by always a lovely, friendly, smiling face to welcome you. I've also benefited greatly from wellbeing days. I've been on a couple of them since the last few months, and that's wonderful, where you get to meet lots of other folk about treatment, and that's always nice, and get pampered a bit. Today, everyone here is really helping towards the funds for the new Anchor unit, where Friends of Anchor are going to be providing so much that will make such a huge difference to cancer treatments.